Hello, today I'm going to show you how to set up WinSpy and create a remote install Spy PDF file. Please note, install WinSpy on a PC or network your own, or check your local laws before you install. In our case, for remote workers, we have included clause in the hire agreement to run WinSpy during work hours. Otherwise, we will not know how many hours they have worked. This is a sample hire agreement. Date of commencement is what? You have a dedicated line. All employees are required to install a monitoring software on their PCs. This software would take screenshots of employees' desktop activity during work hours. This software is to run during work hours. Failure to run the software during work hours will result in termination. So this is how we monitor our remote workers. Okay, let's get down to it. Let's start setting up WinSpy and create a remote install Spy PDF file. Step 1. Disable your antivirus. In our case, we use Windows Defender. So you go to Virus and Threat Protection Settings, Manage Settings, and turn it off. Now let's run the setup file. Click I agree. Enter the order number you received from us. And for email address, enter your purchaser's email address. In our case, we're just going to use we are not going to put it. Now enter any login or password that you prefer. Click on apply. Press Ctrl, Shift, and F12 to log in. Okay, now it's going to ask you to verify the install. You need to add this file to your antivirus exception list so that your antivirus in the future will not remove it. Okay, let's say OK. It's asking you to the login box come up. So press Ctrl, Shift, F12. Okay, the login box came up. Then say yes. So everything was fine. Now run the file on your desktop called edge-reg, which is right here. WinSpy would put the file on your desktop. This is to make sure the program starts up after Windows restarts. Okay, so let's run the reg. Okay, now they were entered. Now let's check Windows Defender to make sure to add WinSpy files to the exception list. So you go there to Virus and Threat Protection. You go Manage Settings and Exclusions. We have already added this folder and your desktop folder to an exception list. All you do is click Add Exception, Folder, select the folder you want to add to the exception list, which is this folder and this folder. Okay, now let's log into WinSpy main and create a remote install PDF file. So we press Ctrl, Shift, F12. Enter the username and password. you have entered during setup. Go to remote install. Click on OK. Username. You could use any username you want. In our case, we'll just call it PDF install. File name, you can give it any file name you want, whatever you want. File type. WinSpy comes with several different file types: exe, jpg, pdf, xls, PowerPoint, and combine. So for our purposes today, we're going to select PDF. You could choose not to include a picture, and when the user clicks the file, it would look like nothing has happened. But in our case, just for fun, we're going to include a picture. It's basically a PDF file. So we're going to put this PDF image 1.jpg. Email reports to. This is where you want the reports, to go. Use a Gmail address. In our case, we're just gonna leave it out. Enable webcam. For our test, the remote PC does not have a webcam, so we're gonna leave it unchecked. But what happens is when you enable webcam, when there is activity, when the webcam detects activity, it will start recording screenshots of it, and it would send it to our server. Okay, now let's create a remote file. Still creating it. It's done. So we'll send you it'll pop up in instructions. The instructions are basically telling you a remote folder called MyPDF has been created on your desktop. Zip this folder and send it to the remote PC you own or you want to monitor. We suggest using WinZip free. Send the file to the PC you want to monitor through any file sharing website, or you can send it through a USB drive, CD, or any legal means. Okay, let's go to the file and let's transfer it to our remote PC. Now to view the remote PC, you can either click here, which this is the file we just created, or you can go to remote viewer. It will say connected. That means it's connected to our server. And there should be a folder called MyPDF, which is right here. We are going to transfer this file to our remote PC. We are networked to the remote PC, so I'm just going to drop it here, which is right here. This is a network PC. I'm going to minimize this to tell it to go on the tray. And now we're going to watch what happens on the remote PC using Ultra Viewer. Okay, now I'm in the remote PC. I'm going to go to where we dropped the file and run it. So this is what the remote user would see. Okay, they would see something like this, and they can close it. Okay, now I'm going to disconnect Ultra Viewer. Okay, I've disconnected Ultra Viewer. Now we are going to go to our remote viewer, which is right here. It shows it's online now. We're going to click on Direct Connect. This control panel is a direct connect, which means you'll see everything live. So I'm going to click on Direct Connect, and you'll see what's on the remote PC. Let me change what's on the remote PC now. So you can see what happens. Okay, now I'm seeing the remote PC screen in real time. However they move it, I'll see it in real time. So now I can note one more thing. I can also click on the buttons on the remote PC. I can control the remote PC's dashboard. So I just clicked on Zoo World. Let's click on the Start button. And let's click on a new tab. These are the reports I will be getting from the remote PC. I'll get the key logs, everything that was typed on the remote PC. This key log captures anything typed directly from the keyboard. All the website visited, summary, which means by domain, or the detail in the domain where they went, PC usage time per day, the chat room conversations, time spent on the internet per day, all the DNS location, IP address, everything on the PC, even the motherboard number, all installed applications on the PC, application count. This is useful for admins to know if the user had installed anything new. Software daily usage, so we'll tell you what software for how many minutes or hours the user used it. Chrome recovery would extract data from stored data from your Chrome's passwords, and basically this would, whatever you stored in Chrome, it would pull all the data out. So you can see the power of WinSpy. To file transfer, you can download and upload any file from the remote PC. This is the local PC, this is the remote PC. I can select any file I want and download it, or I can run it, or I can delete it, or pretty much do anything I want, like any other file transfer. Webcam. If the remote PC has a webcam, I can view what's on the webcam in real time right now, but my other remote PC does not have a webcam. Send messages. I can send messages to remote PC to say anything I want. Run. I can run anything on a remote PC, such as calc. So it's run calculator on the remote PC right now. You can also log off the remote, shut down the remote, restart the remote, or reboot the remote, or take snapshots of the remote if the snapshot was important. Okay, this is viewing the remote PC in real time, live real time. There's another way to view the remote PC, that is through our dashboard. So let's close this. Let's move on to the dashboard. Okay, dashboard connect. I'm going to put this to go to tray. I prefer using it in Chrome. Okay. Log into the dashboard, and as soon as you log in, you would see the dashboard. This dashboard, WinSpy, is the only dashboard that will record your remote PC and your mobile phone. In this case, you can view, now we are looking at, as soon as you log in, you look at the mobile phone. You can view all the calls made. You can download the call and listen to it. Even if the call was deleted from the phone, you can still download it and listen to it. All the SMSs. Okay. And if you click this button here, you can view multiple phones. If you had installed more than one phones, you'll be able to view the multiple phones. It shows what phone, what IMEI, whatever information you need. We can also view PC, the remote PC. We can view all the screenshots, all the reports. If you want to view it, just click on this. Oh, you can view the webcam shots. Also, you can view all installed apps on the PC. You can monitor with WinSpy. You can monitor 10 remote PCs and 5 mobile devices for one subscription. Also note, for mobile devices, there's functions. You can listen to surround recording in real time by clicking here. Take front or back shots of the phone's camera in stealth. Get the geolocation of the phone, or take screen captures of what's being viewed on the phone. Thank you for watching.